My fellow beautiful boxing fans, let's break down and analyze and try to predict the most important fights on the card of Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. One of the greatest fights of my lifetime. Let's get into it. Now, the four main fights, I believe, the main card got four fights. Muhammad Al versus Travis Crawford, and Lester Martinez versus Christian Mbili. Callum Walsh versus Fernando Vargas Jr., and Bud Crawford and Canelo. Now, Muhammad Al he's getting a tune-up fight. Much respect to the Saudi rising contender. God willing, he will, make all of us Middle Easterns proud. We are already proud of the man because he is at this stage. But I want to talk about the four main fights because I'm going to bring up one fight from the prelims. Serhiy Bohachuk versus Brandon Adams, the rematch. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about Lester and Mbili, and we're going to talk about Fernando and Walsh, and we're going to talk about the main event. Let's start with that prelim show stealer, or prelim stealer. Prelim show stealer. Brandon Adams versus Serhiy Bohachuk, the rematch. Now, they fought already a couple of years ago, and Brandon Adams handed Serhiy Bohachuk his first defeat, and not just that, he knocked him out. Came back from behind, he was getting dominated, but knocked him out. But let me tell you one thing, this is just purely my opinion. I have no facts whatsoever to prove what I'm about to say. But purely my opinion, I believe that Brandon Adams needs to be tested. And when I say tested, I mean drug tested. This is purely an opinion and an observation from someone who's been in and out of gyms since I was 11, 12 years old. Listen, I can spot someone who's on something. This is just purely my opinion. So I don't believe that this is a fight that's being contested on an even playing field. And I don't really like Brandon Adams for that reason. But he definitely got, I'm going to be honest, he got a good style. He boxes and explodes in spots. And Serhiy Bohachuk, we know what the man is about. He is the definition of Mexican style, even though he's Ukrainian, but high guard, pressure, sticks you with that power jab and unloads with long shots. But he's not the best hooker. He doesn't have the best hooks and uppercuts. But what he does have is a slingshot of a 1-2. The man got long arms and the man throws shots down the middle. Now, let me tell you this. I'm absolutely shocked that he took this rematch, even though his career is on a upward trajectory. While on the other hand, Brandon Adams is virtually a nobody. Since that win versus Serhiy Bohachuk, where's the man been? I saw him fight on Overtime Boxing versus a guy from Greece. And he lost that fight. Why? Because he simply got outworked and outfought. Now, someone like Brandon Adams, he liked to fight a pretty fight and explode in spots, like I said. But I'm going to be rooting for Serhiy Bohachuk in this fight. It is going to be a tough task for him, let me tell you. But I'm rocking with in my opinion, just my opinion, I'm rocking with the natural fighter. And I'm going to be hoping and praying to God that he knocks out, who's in my opinion, a PED user in Brandon Adams. But like I said, I'll say it again, purely my opinion, no facts to back up my opinion, purely an observation. Let's go Serhiy Bohachuk. Also the man is humble, the man is extremely exciting inside the ring, and the man is very respectful. He carries himself with humility and humbleness and respect. Let's get Serhiy Bohachuk. And the man is extremely exciting. Let's go Serhiy. After that, Lester Martinez versus Christian Mbili. This fight is a guaranteed all-out shootout. And I wouldn't be shocked if this fight ends in the second, third, or fourth round. That is how dangerous Lester and Mbili are. They are so explosive, they are so reckless, but they are also intelligent at the same time. They will never have defense as their main asset, But that doesn't mean they can't find success. That doesn't mean that they can't become world champions. And the winner of this fight will become Canelo's WBC mandatory. Now, I made a full prediction on this fight. You can check it out on my channel. I picked Lester Martinez by knockout. Why? Is because I simply love everything about Lester Martinez. What makes a superstar, beautiful people? Is it the exciting style? Is it the knockout power? Is it the dimples? Or is it the humble attitude? The good looks? I mean, whatever you want, Lester Martinez got it. And not just that, Lester Martinez, I mean, he's doing all the sacrifices needed to reach this level. Now, yes, he is a massive underdog. Why? Rightfully so. It's because the man never fought at elite level. Not that Mbili has, but Mbili definitely fought the better opposition, and he has been fighting at a higher level for a longer period of time. So you gotta give him his credit, and he is definitely the favorite for a reason. You gotta give him that. But, you know, when you talk about Christian Mbili's style, he is like the smaller version, the 168 version of Mike Tyson. And even though he's so violent, he's so devastating, I mean, his last fight, he knocked out Sulecki in a couple of minutes in the first round. Yes, Sulecki definitely lost many fights, but we have never seen anyone just blow him out of the water like that. We have never seen someone step into the ring, demolish him in a minute or two, and leave the ring without taking a single significant strike, arguably. So Christian Mbili is definitely a monster, and when they asked Lester Martinez about Mbili, they were like, what do you think about the man? He was like, listen, he's so strong, he's so tough, he's so powerful. I know the task at hand, but I'm also tough, hard-hitting, violent, and I want it more. And when you look at the style of Christian Mbili, I mean, both men fought Gongora, both men beat the crap out of Gongora. But if you look at Mbili's style, I believe that Lester will knock him out either in the pocket or catching him coming in, is because you can time Mbili, even though it's much easier said than done, is because he does walk into the front door with a jab, with a power jab, and with a hook to the body. And he does move his head left and right. So I'm not saying that the man is a stationary target, but he's definitely not no Canelo. He's definitely not no Bud. He's definitely vulnerable, and we have seen him get hurt a couple of times. I mean, you know, Derevchenko gave him a lot of trouble, and he stung him at times with one arm. I mean, his shoulder was completely gone early in the fight, and he still gave him Mbili all that he can handle and much more. Maybe it's the bias in me. Maybe because I always root for the underdog. I always pick the underdog. If you guys watch my videos, I'm always rocking with the underdog. But forget that. I'm picking Lester Martinez by knockout. I truly believe that the man is doing all the sacrifices necessary. And not just that. The man has been sparring Terence Crawford for nearly 2 years. And you can see a bit of Crawford in Lester. The way that he resets and the way that he throws the hook like a slingshot, you know, before. And also, he definitely got an incredible amateur pedigree. I mean, he beat a couple world champions. He beat Carlos Adames, he beat Alberto Puello, and he beat other few good fighters and former world champions in the amateurs who went on to become world champions. So listen, Lester is definitely a live dog in this fight, and not only is he a live dog, but I'm picking the man. I am picking the man to knock out Christian Mbili and to put his flag on the map and become the face of Guatemalan boxing. Let's go, Christian. I was about to say let's go Christian Mbili. Forget that. Let's go Lester Martinez. You got everything it takes to win this fight, and I truly believe in my heart of hearts that you will knock out Christian Mbili. Much respect to Mbili. But, you know, I'm indifferent about the man, let's just say that. I like Lester, and I will be rooting for the man. Fernando Vargas versus Callum Walsh, the co-main event. What an unbelievable fight. Two young, hard-hitting, good-looking, ambitious, rising southpaws. I love everything about this fight. Ireland versus Mexico. And listen, With me being a massive MMA fan, I've been watching Callum Walsh since his very first fight. Why? Because him being signed to 360 Promotions and Tom Loeffler, they have a contract with UFC Fight Pass. So Callum Walsh has been literally on my feed, on my UFC Fight Pass account, ever since the man made his debut. Not that I'm against it. I mean, I love Callum Walsh. The man is also, like he got everything it takes to become a star. So you gotta give him all the love, respect, and admiration in the world. And he is a massive favorite, nearly 5-1 favorite. But listen, beautiful people. I'm going with the underdog again. I'm going with Fernando Vargas Jr. I absolutely love everything about Fernando Vargas Jr. I know that he is like, nobody gives him, any respect. Nobody gives him a chance for some reason. I mean, yes, I know why. It's because he doesn't have the greatest amateur background. He didn't really fight anyone in the pro ranks. And Callum Walsh, he definitely has the better resume, and he's definitely been built in a better way. I mean, listen, when you're being built by Tom Loeffler, the former promoter of Gennady Golovkin, you're gonna be, and especially backed by Dana White, Turki Al-Sheikh and Tom Loeffler. I mean, listen, it is going to be virtually impossible for Fernando Vargas Jr. to win this fight by decision, and he knows that. But let me get back to him. I absolutely love everything about the man. He walks like a superstar, he talks like a superstar, he looks like a superstar, and he fights like a star. And the man is ready fully to become one of the faces of Mexican boxing. And with this occasion, most of the stadium will be Mexican fans. This is his opportunity to steal Canelo's fans and to get them to stand behind him moving forward. Because let's be honest, Canelo, Canelo one of the GOATs, but the man is retiring pretty soon. This is very sad to say. It is going to be a very sad day when Canelo and Bud retire. But let's be honest, Canelo is definitely in the final part of his career, but Fernando is in the first stages of his career. I mean, this is his first step up, for crying out loud. This is his first big fight. This is his first fight on TV. How crazy is that? Oh no, it's not his first fight on TV. I mean, he fought in the prelims of PBC. But you know what I mean, like first actual fight that he will be like in a press conference, eyes on him. I love everything about him, and I've always liked Fernando Vargas Jr., but I never really knew his story up until yesterday. The man, even though he comes from like a rich family, but the man took the wrong path and he went to prison or jail. I'm not sure. I think he went to prison. I'm not sure. Prison or jail. But he got locked up. I believe he served like a year or two. But he said like, I saw my mom's eyes, her, the sadness in her eyes. And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to put her through this again. I'm going to come back, get out, turn my life around. And he turned his life around, started working in construction. I mean, I believe he helped in the construction of building Allegiant Stadium. And now he's fighting in Allegiant Stadium. I mean, you can't make this up. Absolutely love everything about Fernando Vargas Jr. And I'm going to be picking the man to shock the world and knock out Callum Walsh. Is it likely? I don't know. But this is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I'm picking him to win by knockout. Because let's be honest, he is not going to win this fight by decision. And with this being Dana White's first boxing card, and this is his main guy, we know what's up. We know what's up. We've been watching this beautiful sport for a long, long time. And if you know anything about the sport, favoritism has been existing in the sport since the very beginning. I'm going with Fernando Vargas Jr., the underdog, by knockout. Let's go to the main event. Bud Crawford versus Canelo. Listen, I just filmed a prediction. Listen, more than likely Canelo will win. Canelo will win, but not by knockout. He will win by unanimous decision. But it's always nice to see the underdog, the guy who's doubted the most. It's like simply human nature. It's like human nature to, root for the underdog. But ever since Canelo donated to the people of Gaza, that sealed the deal for me. You will never see me ever No matter what happens to Canelo, even if he, let's say he gets knocked out in the first round, like some crazy thing happens, I will come here on this channel the next day or the exactly few minutes later, and I will give him all the respect and credit and admiration in the world, because win, lose or draw, he's one of the GOATs. No matter what happens, even if he loses the next 5 fights, even if the man becomes washed overnight and he continues to fight and he keeps on losing, I don't care. I don't care. I actually scored the first and second Golovkin fights for Golovkin, but I didn't care. I still supported Canelo more. Why? Is because a win or a loss don't define you. It's what you do outside of the ring. All these boxers at the elite level, they're all incredible. But it's what you do outside of the ring that leaves a mark. And with Canelo donating, I mean, Canelo and Mario Barrios are the only 2 boxers in our era that are standing with the people of Gaza. That alone should tell you everything. History will remember both men, no matter what happens. And I'll say it once, I've said it once, I'll say it again, for a million times, Canelo is the greatest pressure fighter / counter-attacker my eyes ever saw. And Bud is the most dynamic fighter and greatest switch hitter my eyes ever saw. So, like, I'm not a betting man. I don't advise you to be a betting man, because betting is haram. And not just that, betting is not even legal here in the UAE. But like, if I was, let's just say, if I was a betting man, listen, it's a no-brainer to pick Canelo by decision, I'm telling you. But, you know, Bud winning would be nice, you know, like I live to watch upsets. It's always nice to see your favorite fighter win, but you know what's nicer? To see an upset. You know, like watching an upset transpire, there's nothing like it. You know, like there is nothing like watching, you know, the underdog reign supreme. And if you know anything about my channel, I always pick the underdogs. You know, maybe it's because it's the romantic side in me that likes to see, you know, the underdog, you know, defy all the odds and this and that. But when you talk about this type of fight, it is impossible to root against any of them. So Canelo will win by decision, but let's pick Bud for the, you know, fun of it, to see, you know, like the underdog rise and this and that. But that's all I got, really. Incredible fight. Bring on Netflix, September 13th. Tune in, beautiful people, to my live stream. Let's watch this fight together. Let's have the time of our life, and God bless everyone. God bless the Mexican people. God bless the American people, the African Americans. Let's all unite for this fight, and let's all watch 2 of the greatest fighters of all time throw down.